Now we'll take a look at multiplying decimals. There are 4 problems on this quiz having to do with multiplying. Before we start, just so you understand the language that I'm using, both of these numbers, when you multiply numbers together, those are called factors. And then the answer that we're going to get down here, that's called a product. That's the answer to a multiplication problem. When you go to multiply, the order doesn't matter. You can put the factors in any order, but it does help if you put the one with the most digits on top. Remember that you don't line the decimals up on this, or you don't need to line the decimals up. This one just happens to line up. So I'm putting the one with the most digits on top. The only reason that I do that is it saves me some steps. So we'll start here. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 0 is 0 plus the 3 is 3, and 6 times 1 is 6. Don't forget, the next step is that you put a 0 there to hold that place, because now we're multiplying from this 9, and we want our numbers to start here. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 0 is 0 plus the 4, and 9 times 1 is 9. Now we go to add these up. This is a 0, 8, 10, carry the 1, and that makes that 10. Now the next thing that's very important is the placement of the 0. What you do is you're going to count the number of places that you have in the 2 factors of decimal places. So we have 1, 2. So in our product, we're going to go 1, 2, and place the value right there. And I'm going to write my answer 100.8. Now, some people ask, do I need to put that 0 there? No. It means the same thing. I'd prefer for you to get in the habit. If there's a 0 there, you don't need to lay that on the line there. It's not a problem if you do, but there's no need for it. On the next one, they both have the same number of digits, but this one has a 0, and so I think I'll put this one on the bottom. It will take me one less step by doing that. And so I'm going to write it out like this, 0.21. And it just so happens that these line up as well. But you can look at this, and you see in this factor I have 2 decimal places, and in this factor I have 2 decimal places. So my final answer, I'm going to be moving it over 4 places altogether. So let's go ahead and multiply it. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 5 is 5. Place down that 0. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. And 2 times 5 is 10. Now, we can multiply everything by the 0, but we'll just get zeros all across there. So let's go ahead and add those up and see what happens. 2, 8, 13. Bring down the 1 and 1. Our placement of the decimal, we already decided, was 4 places over. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's going to go like this, 1.1382. The directions don't tell us anything about rounding, so we're simply going to leave it as it is. That's 1 and 1,382 10,000ths is what that means. On this one, this is 108 tenths is what that means. Okay, on number 9, we take the 2.612. This is an easy one. Now notice how I'm not lining the decimals up. Everything will work out just fine. When I get my final answer, I'll be moving it over 3 places because I have 3 decimal places here in that factor. Multiply it out. That's 8, 4, 24. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 2 is 10. And we're moving that over 3 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3, 10.448. And there's another multiplication problem snuck in on the second page. Sorry if you need to take a look at that a little bit more. Let's see. This answer here, this means 10 and 448 thousandths. Let's scoot to the next page. And there is a multiplication down at the bottom here. So the same thing, 7.5 times 6. 7 times 5 is 30. 7 times 6 is 42, plus the 3 is 45. And we only move the decimal over 1 place. So our final answer is going to be 45. We don't need to say 0.0, but that's okay if you do. It means the same thing. And that's multiplication.